I'm tired of Lakers getting these players that got chinks in their armor, man. Like, why can't we just build a team? Tired of it, man. Like this is their golden parachute. Like this is their retirement plan,
It sounds
and we
like you
ain't
taking
getting
shots
nothing
at
out of
Luca.
it.
You
We ain't
taking
getting
shots at
nothing.
Luca?
I'm just tired of, having these. I like, damn, man. Kobe was the. I'm just tired. Luca is like 26, man, and he looks so out of shape. Like, how did he get like that?
I mean, like I told you, he's been playing basketball with grown men since what, the age of 14?
Yeah, man. He not gonna be all. He's not gonna play till he old like that. This might be the best Luca we see.
So you're taking shots at Luca and you're taking shots at LeBron. I just want to be clear as we start this day stream out.
I'm just tired of the washed up old stars, chinks just coming to the Lakers, and we ain't got our own. Like if it was like if we had our own stars on our team,
Yeah.
then maybe I would take that, like as an add-on. But we don't have our own stars no more. Like we don't have our own players. Everything we get is somebody else's hand-me-downs or something. Somebody else didn't want.
As much as I disagree with a lot of, well, I'm not going to say a lot of the things you say. I think that would be ridiculous. But we find ourselves on different ends of the spectrum with a lot of these debates. You have a lot of people. Brian has a lot of people on his side. He has a lot of people like, and I just put up when we did this the last time, we talked about Austin Reaves. Would he be worth that 40 million? And that video has kind of blown up. Not crazy as far as viral, but it has got it's got some good numbers, and you have a lot of people agreeing with your take.
Because
You sitting here. A lot of
because a
people need
lot
to be
of
drug tested. They need to be drug tested.
well,
That's what
probably
you said.
that's your opinion, but a lot of people been following the Lakers since like the '90s and the '80s,
Now you're
and we
taking
used to
shots at me.
certain things. So
When
no,
I'm
I'm just
not trying
saying.
to hear that.
No, I'm saying we got a solution. We've had a solution to how to win championships,
No.
and yeah, we have. We have had a solution to winning championships.
How do you skip the 2000s so easily? You go from the 80s to the 90s to right now. You skip the 2000s when it was just such a struggle. I mean, they won 3 championships, but you just want to disregard the struggles with your man Kobe.
We won 5 championships.
True, but you didn't speak on it because you're going to also have to include the struggle where there was no playoff and none
Yeah,
of
but
that.
what were we getting? What were we getting for the struggle? Every time you struggle, just like the Mavericks struggled, they get the number one pick. Just like
Right.
the Pelicans struggled, they get the number one pick. Just like San Antonio struggled, they got Tim Duncan. Teams that struggle get rewarded. And when we struggled, we got rewarded with 4 lottery picks in a row. 4 years in a row, we got
Yeah,
4 lottery picks.
y'all got Kwame Brown. He was a number 1 pick, right? Dwight Howard. Well,
I'm
he was
not
a number
talking
1
about
pick,
Kwame
right?
Brown. I'm talking about when we were struggling with Kobe after Kobe's injury the 6 years before we went back to the playoffs, or the 6 years before LeBron got there,
The
when
Lakers
we were
struggled way
getting
more than
rewarded
the
for
Lakers
every time
struggled
we
way
had.
more than 6 years after Kobe left. I mean, after they won them championships.
Yeah, but we went to the playoffs twice. I'm talking
True.
about 6 years of missing the play. I'm talking about 6 years of missing the playoffs.
Understood.
So when you miss the playoffs, you get rewarded with a lottery pick, usually. And we got 4 lottery picks, which is unprecedented. And look at where we're at. Like we look at what we had when LeBron got here, and now look at what we have now that Luka's here. We do not have four. We don't have 4 lottery picks just chilling on our team right now,
But
right?
what we do have is a championship banner in the rafter, and we have 2 generational superstars on our team. That's what we do have. So you can talk to me all day about lottery and draft picks and all that. What we do have is a
I'm
17th
just
banner
telling you, man.
and LeBron and
It's
Luka.
just not the juice hasn't been worth the squeeze, my brother. You
Mm.
get LeBron and AD on your team, and we missed the playoffs twice. Actually, we missed the playoffs 3 times with LeBron because we missed his rookie year or his first season, and it's
Why?
not
You
it's not.
gonna tell? Are you gonna tell the American public why we missed the playoffs in 2018? Since you want to
Well,
bring it
we
up,
had
and
injuries too. We had injuries to
not a we, LeBron, not no
the
we. You wanted
Lakers
to put
had
the
injuries
blame
to
on him.
LeBron James and Lonzo Ball. So
No,
we didn't make the
LeBron.
playoffs. We didn't make the play.
LeBron's lack of presence was the decision maker, not no Lonzo Ball.
Whatever. That's why. What happened to playoff mode? He couldn't do it without. He couldn't do it without Lonzo there. He said, "I'm gonna activate playoff mode."
It's the NBA. You know,
No,
you
because
gotta
Lonzo
say
wasn't
you
there.
gotta
Lonzo was good.
you gotta say what you know, you gotta try to get your guys ready. You know, like you said, it's a bunch of young guys. So, you know, LeBron,
Man, he
do what he
shouldn't even
needed to
came
do.
to the Lakers, man.
Really?
No, he shouldn't even came.
Okay, we're gonna have that conversation
Because
before
he's old. He didn't match that team. That's why he had to. That's why we had to delete so many assets just to get the team right. Because the team in him didn't match. It wasn't a match. It wasn't. The team was too young. It was like putting. It's like putting Giannis on the Houston squad and then trading everybody on Houston. You know, to get one player.
I want the people to know, make sure that y'all check out Lakers Land on your favorite listening platform, Spotify, Apple. Um, we live in full effect here on playback. I'm not sure where Brian is right now. He may be home. He may be out and about. He's not on camera, but he just said with a straight face, he said that LeBron James should have never come to the Lakers. And I promise you,
a lot of LeBron fans are asking him to leave now, right? I know you're hearing that.
If I put that clip up on the YouTube channel, which I probably will, he's going to get so many cosigns from that ridiculous statement from a bunch of people who claim to be Lakers fans.
Well, I guess we ain't Lakers fans. I guess we've been faking the funk all these years.
I don't want to say that y'all.
She said, no, that's what she said. She said if we didn't like LeBron on the team, we ain't real Laker fans. So I guess we've been just paying all this attention, and we ain't real Laker fans. Like I said, I didn't mind him coming to the team, but all these trades, man, they ruined the team. First of all, they let Julius Randle walk for nothing. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this.
A lot.
They let him walk for nothing.
You're gonna say it every day on Lakers, man.
And they traded Zubats for a piece for Mike Muscala to give LeBron a stretch 3, which was a stretch 5, which was an absolute garbage trade by Magic Johnson. So he made 2 garbage moves right after he signed LeBron. One, releasing Julius Randle for no compensation. You know what draft class Julius Randle was in? 2014.
Right.
Go check out the 2014 draft. He's one of the 4 best players in that entire draft. Jokic was in that draft.
Right.
Aaron Gordon was in that draft. Zach LaVine was in that draft. Joel Embiid was in that draft. And Wiggins was in that draft. And Randall. Those are the only people in that draft that were. Marcus Smart was in that draft too.
But since we want to talk about history, let's talk about it. What have those guys done from then until now?
That's always your question. They didn't
because the bottom line is
Jokic
winning.
Won a championship.
The bottom line is winning.
Julius Randle's in the second round.
No, the bottom line is winning. LeBron got that done with Anthony Davis, not with these young guys. And these young guys haven't come close to winning.
Because they're not playing with anybody good like LeBron. Or Anthony Davis.
And then I think it's kind of laughable.
What happened after that? What happened after that?
I think it's laughable for you to suggest that these guys would even stay together all these years.
Man, come on, man. You faking the funk. Don't act like they didn't think that they was going to be another version of Shaq and Kobe.
Who?
Winning one bubble chip and no other championship. They didn't even make another championship appearance.
Who?
LeBron and AD.
Bro.
What kind of success is that? LeBron and AD, and you win a shortened season chip.
The game has changed. When the last time have we had back-to-back champions?
I don't know. Kobe.
It's been a minute.
No, the new let's see.
No, Miami.
Golden State. And then before that was
2017
was Miami. Before that was Miami, and then
it's been over a handful of years, bro.
That's because
The game is not the same anymore.
No, the
You can't
teams
have
ain't that good.
expectations or vilify a team because they didn't win back-to-back championships.
The
A
teams
different
ain't
team
that
is winning
good. The
championships
teams
now.
ain't that good right now. That's why
The
you don't have
NBA
a
is not that
back-to-back.
good right now. You saying that with a straight face too.
The teams ain't they good. If you can't, the teams that are winning the championship aren't good enough to win back to back. And the
Really?
Lakers weren't good enough to win back to back. And
So
Giannis wasn't good enough to win back to back. Jokic
so
wasn't good
no
enough to win back to
team
back.
so no team since 2018 has been good enough to win back-to-back championships.
No, because they haven't.
So you just
It's not
gonna
about
not
the. It's not
you're just
because of
gonna
parity.
disregard injury. You're gonna disregard how some of the key players went to other teams after they won a championship. You're gonna disregard all the reality behind winning a title with these teams. You know that the rosters change up. People leave when they win championships. Look at
Yeah,
all
and
the
they're
key
not that
pieces.
good, and the team don't stay that good. That's
Those
what I'm
got
saying. The
those
teams aren't as good.
which of the teams before we move on, because I do want to get into the Laker news for the day because the people really enjoy us talking about the latest news. But which of the
Okay.
teams since 2019 has not made the playoffs after the following year?
Said
Every team that has won a championship has still been competitive the following year. They might not have won the title back to back, but they have been in the playoffs the following year. They had a chance to do it again. So to say that teams wasn't good enough, you can't just wrap.
no, dude. Okay, look. Let me. I'm gonna make this point, and then we can get on to the topic, like you said. Shaq and Kobe won 3,
Right.
right? And then we had. And
Along
then
with
we had.
wait a minute. Can we be clear on one thing? Let me ask you this because you are the Lakers fan longer than I have been. Do you feel comfortable with saying to the American public that Shaq and Kobe, put in the same scenario, could win 3 championships, would have won 3 championships without Phil Jackson?
What does that have to do? I'm trying to explain
I'm
to you why
asking you.
these teams are so good. It don't matter.
No,
Like,
I
no,
need
they
to
couldn't.
know.
Phil Jackson was a good coach. No,
Okay,
that like
so I
he came
need you
in.
to start putting Phil Jackson's name in the mix. When you mention Shaq and Kobe and you're trying to debate with me and compare as a duo, I need you to put Phil's name in that because Phil has a lot of relevance in that three-peat. A lot.
But we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the quality of the teams. I'm talking about the quality of the players because Phil did have Jordan and Pippen. Okay, so he won with Jordan and Pippen too, and Shaq and Kobe. So those are 2 iconic names. And then LeBron won with D Wade and he and Chris Bosh. He won back to back. And then Steve Curry and um, KD won back to back. Those those are quality teams. LeBron and AD are on that level. So LeBron and
LeBron
AD are
never
on that
had a
back to
Steve
back
Kerr
level.
as a coach. LeBron never had a head coach, a Hall of Fame head coach.
Yo, did you throw that mattress back in the
So
yard?
it's just hard for me to compare and put these guys on the same level when LeBron didn't have the same luxury.
LeBron has controlled his destiny, man. You can't give me nothing about
As
what
he
he hasn't
should. He's the
had.
GOAT, as he
Right.
should.
All right. So don't tell me what he hasn't had and has not had. He's had his
Is it a fact?
opportunity.
Is it a fact
He's
that
had an
LeBron hasn't
opportunity to
had
play
a
with
Hall
the
of Fame
greatest.
coach?
Spoelstra's going to be a Hall of Fame coach.
LeBron made Eric Spoelstra a Hall of Fame coach, if that's the
So
case.
who made Phil Jackson a Hall of Fame coach?
Phil won 11 rings.
With the Jordan, he won 6 with Jordan, and he won
Eh,
5
What's your
five
point?
with Kobe, and
Hold
specifically
on,
3 with
hold
Kobe
on,
and
hold
Shaq, and
on.
2 with
How
Kobe.
many have Michael and Kobe won without Phil? Since you want to talk, that's 11 rings right
Why
there.
would they? Why
How
would
many
you?
is one without Phil?
That's like saying how many dudes have divorced their wives when they got a badass bomb ass wife.
You don't
Like you
divorce.
don't you don't you
You don't have
don't
to
divorce
divorce.
your wife if she's tight like that.
Shaq is the only player that has won a championship without Phil out of that nucleus. Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
You
but did
better
you
put
see
some
those
respect on
games?
Phil's name. LeBron never had no luxury to be coached like that. Are you kidding me?
I'm not taking away from Phil, man, but it's the players, man. It's the players.
Okay. Okay.
It's the
All
players.
right.
Phil's coached a long time. It's not like he only coached 11 years. So, he's suffered losses like Jordan, and he suffered losses like Kobe and Shaq. They all won together, they lose together. So, I mean, he's a good coach, but he can't put the ball in the basket.
This is Lakers Land 7 and Brian. We in the building about to jump into the news of the day for the Lakers and around the NBA. As everybody know, the Mavericks knocked. I don't know how this happened. They get the number one draft pick. Hypothetically, Brian, if you look on the screen, this could be potentially the new starting lineup at some point next season. Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg, and Derek Lively. Definitely look like a playoff contending team on face value. When you look at this team on face value, what we see right here, and you look at our team, the Lakers, who would you say right now is the better team?
Mavericks, man, come on.
By how much so?
By a
Because the Lakers
mile.
were the fourth best team in the Western Conference.
By a mile. They're better by a mile.
Does this make Dallas the best team in the NBA? Because you're saying a mile. I need to know. Does this put them over OKC and Denver?
I think it puts them up there with OKC, Denver, Boston. I think it puts them up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How
They ain't
does
gonna talk
this
about fire
make?
Nico now. Watch how quick they forget about Luca if this flag turns out to be anything. But you notice that how teams that lose the good players always get the number one pick.
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta hit the rewind button. Hold that thought. Did you just say watch how quick they forget about Luca if this Cooper thing worked?
Yeah. Yeah. Because they got AD. They got AD and Kyrie. And they
Oh
got they
my
got they
God,
got they
man.
got lob threats. They got a good team. They gonna forget about Luca
What's to you and Luca Doncic? Why you got so much disrespect towards this man? I need to
because
know.
he's a Laker now. So he gets all my attention.
He's
And I'm
getting
just
all
wondering
your
how a guy that
undivided
good could
attention.
get. I'm just wondering how a guy that good could get that big
You
over
have
the
questioned this young man since he's walked into the locker room, Brian. I
because I've been
remember the
researching him and I
first
don't.
day when he got traded to the Lakers. We were live here on playback, and you told me, you told the American public, I'm questioning who is Luca. You had
Yeah,
no confidence in Luca like you never seen him play before. Like you don't know what that work is about.
he looked good. He looked pretty good in the last series. I'll give him that. But I'm still concerned about his weight and if he's gonna like get better at that. Like that's you can't man, come on, man.
You sat here with a straight face again and sat here and said that the Mavericks will forget about Luca. Watch how fast they forget about Luca if this Cooper thing works. Define this Cooper thing
Man,
working.
they put Luca over freaking Dirk Nowitzki, and Dirk Nowitzki won him a championship, and they put him over Dirk so quick.
So
They always on the new.
Hold
They
on,
always on the
hold
new
on,
stuff.
hold on. Luca's not better than Dirk.
He hasn't won anything.
Is Luca better than Dirk?
I don't know. I don't know. He hasn't
Really?
won anything.
Ask Dirk, is Luca better than him?
Well, I'm sure
Dirk
he
could tell
would
you.
say that, but I don't agree. I think Dirk was good.
I'm not disputing that. Luca is great.
Luca plays one side of the court, man. Like, come on, man. He
All
plays
right.
one side of the court.
I'm not. I
Where
can't.
do you
I'm
guys
not
come
going to
from?
debate defense for Luca with you. I'm not going to set myself up for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
because you
cool.
can. Because you
I
can.
can. I
You
can.
can.
Here's
And you
another
know how hard you
hypothetical.
weren't. You see, you weren't a. Were you a Kobe fan ever? Were you a
No,
Laker fan ever?
no. Where
You don't know
LeBron
how
goes,
hard it
I
was
go.
to win. You don't know how hard it was to win those championships with Kobe Bryant, and to win those championships with Kobe and Shaq. Like everybody looks at the finals, how we beat everybody's tail off in the finals with Kobe and Shaq. but they don't know about the overtime Game 7 game in Sacramento where we had to go to
Bro, the
overtime
Lakers were
with
going
them.
15-1 in the
That
playoffs
was
when they
one
had.
season. That was one
So
season.
you're telling me one round? You can't you trying to you compare apples and oranges? Okay, you just threw one round out there. So what? Big deal.
That
That's
was the
not a
Western
struggle.
Conference round. And
But
and and then
they
and then
won three.
wait a minute. And then the Portland series, we were down by 15 in Game 7 on our own home court, and
Much
we had to
respect.
win that game. You
Much
can't
respect.
do that without players that defend. It's hard to win, man. It ain't easy. You can't just put a great player out there and think you're going. It's hard to win them championships.
So here's the reality of it, Lakers land. I'm reading between the lines, and Brian is basically saying, regardless of him being a Laker fan, the Lakers will not win a championship as long as Luka is in uniform because he's that much of a liability on defense. This is what he's saying. I want y'all to take it in, and I want y'all to hold on tight because it's the offseason. When the season starts again next year, I want him to have that same energy.
I'm
That's it.
saying it's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard. He did it. It was hard enough to do it with Kobe and Shaq, and then Kobe and Powell and Bynum. It was hard as hell. It was hard. I don't know. It's not easy. It's not easy to win championships, as we see with the Laker fans. As we see, it's not easy when win championships. You can't just
You
go out
think?
there,
Let me
throw the
let me
ball out
ask you.
there, and put star power out there.
Let me ask you another question. Do you think Cooper Flagg is better than Luca? Or do you think Cooper Flagg can be better than Luca?
I haven't seen Cooper play. I got to see him play.
So you haven't seen this
But
man
Cooper,
play,
if
but just
Cooper, if
five.
Cooper, if I said if he plays good, if it works out, and
No, 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 no,
Cooper,
no. You didn't say that.
yes,
You
I
said
did,
that
I
the
did. I said
Dallas
watch how
Mavericks
forget
on
they. I
paper
said watch
was
how
better than the Lakers by a mile. That's what you
if
said.
Cooper Flag
You
is what
didn't
they say
say
he
no
is.
caveats about no if. You said by a mile
Well,
the
I'm gonna add a
Mavericks were better
caveat
than the
now.
Lakers.
I'm
You
gonna
said
add a
the
caveat
Mavericks
now.
were up there with Boston and OKC. That's what you
They
said.
are.
Now
They
you're telling
are.
me you haven't even seen Cooper play a dude.
Well, he's a number one pick, so I'm expecting him to do good.
So
So,
was Kwame Brown.
man, come on, man,
Oh my God. All
come
right,
on.
let's move on. Rumor report here on Lakers land. The Knicks are among the favorites to land Austin Reaves this summer if he's traded. I really don't think there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I feel like Brian and I really sparked this conversation off when we talked about this, and it just seemed to be a topic that has hit the mainstream platforms. If Austin Reaves does wind up leaving Los Angeles, hypothetically, I know we've had debates about him being a second option, possibly in different destinations. Do you like him being in New York? Do you think he fit with the Knicks, Jalen and Towns? Is
I
this
think
a
he'll
low
fit. I think
a
he'll
market?
fit with the Knicks. But I think that would be great if we could get Mitchell Robinson for him.
Really, Mr. Unavailability?
Yeah, I mean,
You want to
I
deal with?
really, yeah, I like Mitchell Robinson.
You want to get rid of Austin Reaves for a guy who don't even play? We
He
getting
playing
rid of
right
all.
now. He playing right now.
All right.
We need a center. We need a center. We can get him. Their salaries match up. So, maybe we can get him and we could get a pick out of it instead of, we could get a pick. We can get Mitchell Robinson and a first round pick or something like that. Instead of us always giving up picks, we need to get assets, man. We are so poor as a franchise, man. We had so
I don't
much
think this will
before.
be a good idea for New York because you're looking at, again, that $40 million, $40 million you're paying Austin Reaves. He's not going to be the number one. He's still going to be a liability on defense. The Knicks in the Eastern Conference, with Jalen, is going to need much help as he can get. And
Nobody's paying him $40 million.
yeah, it's going to be weird.
I mean, he'll be lucky to get the $89 million extension, which is like $22 million a year. That's all. I mean, that's all he really deserves.
Oh, we got a little bit of did you know from Lakers Nation. So the New Orleans Pelicans, Brian, traded Anthony Davis to the Lakers, and then they got the number one pick. Now the Mavericks traded Luka to the Lakers, and then they get the number one pick. That is interesting, especially knowing that the Pelicans have done nothing with what was that, Zion?
Yeah, that's why I'm so pissed off. We had four lottery picks, and we got number seven, and then we had three number twos. We didn't get none of that love when Kobe got hurt. We didn't get none of that love from the lottery.
Speaking of Cooper Flagg, they asked Cooper on who he wants to face in the National Basketball Association, and Cooper says LeBron. I want to play against him just because it's LeBron. Like, not a lot of more people are going to get a chance to play with LeBron, so I think it would be really, really cool to play against him. Okay, they got it in. Didn't they get it in over the summer?
Yeah, I think he was on the Olympic team with them, right?
Yep. Well, he wasn't on there. I think he was like the competitor, the team that they was competing against or whatever. I don't think that he was on their
Mm.
team.
Oh, he didn't go with them.
Hell no. He wasn't on Olympian.
So what you think the Lakers should do in the offseason? I don't know what they could do, man. I don't think they got any room to make a move, really.
I've been saying go get Giannis. I don't even know what we having all these other discussions for. You go get Giannis. I'm all
That ain't
about
good enough
winning
for
now.
Giannis.
What you mean? I already showed you mathematically it can happen. I've already proved mathematically it can happen.
But we only got one pick to trade.
It's not about the picks. That the deal that I had done that passed, it did include 2 first-round picks.
We
But
don't have
again,
two first round picks to
I
trade.
understand it. But again, you didn't let me finish. We're talking about
Okay.
Doc Rivers. Milwaukee is in a lose-lose situation. It's so different because if Milwaukee wanted to get rid of Giannis, then they could be in high demand for value. If Giannis doesn't want to play with Milwaukee, Milwaukee is going to have to take what they can get before they just lose out altogether. So
Yeah,
even
but what
though
they can get is so much more from other teams than what they can get from the Lakers. They
I
can get
don't,
so much more.
I don't know. I don't, I don't know. I don't know. You're talking about, but again, you have to take into consideration their relationship with Giannis. Are they going to do what's best for Giannis? Or are they going to do right by Giannis? Or are they going to do right strictly by the organization? If Giannis says he wants to go to LA, then they need to do the deal. You mean to tell me that they're going to disrespect Giannis, who brought them a championship, and say, no, we're not going to trade you because one of those first round picks from the Lakers is no longer available? So we're going to pull back on the deal. That's crazy. The Lakers will never be in the front of the line for the draft anyway. Those picks are relevant. I say go for Giannis. Put all
I
your
mean, of course they're gonna go for Giannis, but of course, I would agree with that. But they're not getting Giannis, man.
what makes you
They're
think
not
they
getting
won't?
Giannis. That's like us getting LeBron in 2010. Like
No.
that's like us getting LeBron to come play with Kobe. Like
Giannis is
that's a
ready to go.
fantasy. That's a fantasy that we had before he chose Miami. Laker fans was like, "But LeBron should come play with Kobe." No,
So
that ain't gonna happen.
why do you think that Giannis couldn't come to the Lakers?
Because we don't have enough. We don't have enough to 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 to,
Help me
to
understand.
rebuild. We don't have enough to help Minnesota or Milwaukee rebuild. They need picks. They need draft picks, multiple draft picks. The best we could do is give them our 2031 pick and like around 5 pick swaps. So, where they
That is
just
not
swap
the
their
best we
pick with
can do.
ours. That's the best we could do as far as
We got
draft capital.
expiring contracts.
Yeah,
There's expiring contracts.
yeah, but those are
Milwaukee will
those
be
are
good
cool
at.
for people. I mean, they might
You
want
act
some
like
expiring
Milwaukee is going to be
contracts.
competitive without Giannis. If
Huh?
Giannis wants that, Giannis doesn't want to be there no more. And you're not going to. There's no value out there equal to Giannis. They're not going to get Giannis value in return. There's not that. They're not going to get that type of swap back. And if they buck, you're going to have an upset Giannis all season next year.
But
You
you got
don't want.
Miami in the mix. You got
True.
you got uh you got New York in the mix.
You think Giannis want to play under Pat Riley?
Yeah.
No.
Giannis is a dog. Giannis is a that's how he got himself into the NBA is playing like Pat Riley, like being
Giannis
a
is a
dog like
dog.
that. Huh?
Giannis is a dog. Giannis
Yeah,
got
he's in
2
the
head
shape. I
coaches
mean, the only
fired. Giannis
he's in
got 2 head
shape.
coaches fired in less than a year. 2 of them.
He ain't gonna get Spoelstra fired.
No, he's not going to get Spoelstra fired, but he's not I don't believe that Giannis is willing to take that Pat Riley discipline. No,
He's
I don't
already
believe that.
disciplined like that.
From who?
He's already like that. He's already like
Doc
that.
Rivers?
Just his cut. I mean,
Mike
the only thing disciplined about the Miami Heat is that weight situation where you got to have a certain level of body fat, and Giannis already clears that. You could already look at him and tell.
Now you're going to
He already
disregard the
clears
Heat
that.
culture. You know what? You're a piece of work today. Okay.
What?
Cool. All right. I said you just want to disrespect it and disregard the Heat culture. It ain't just
No, the
about
Heat
some
culture
weight.
is mainly the body weight situation. That's the main
No.
thing that they're known for.
Come
What else
on.
is there?
Come on.
What else is there?
Pat Riley is zero tolerant, bro. He wouldn't even allow
Tolerant of
LeBron
what?
James to take cookies on the plane.
LeBron wasn't taking cookies on the plane. Somebody was making the cookies and
Right,
putting
but
them
what
on
I'm
the plane.
saying is that was a routine for LeBron James, and he cut that out.
Hey, maybe LeBron
And LeBron
did
haven't won a
something.
championship yet. Giannis will be coming to Milwaukee or to Miami with hardware. Miami ain't won no hardware.
Hey, like I said, I'm not gonna poo-poo Giannis going to the Lakers, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
You poo-pooing on it now, but that's cool. And then you saying that they can't build around. Bro, you got LeBron, Giannis, and Luka. What else you need?
First of all, you need Giannis.
If you get them
Other than
three,
that, you
you're
got
saying
LeBron
that
and
you can't
Luka. We
build
just
nothing
saw that.
around them.
We just saw LeBron and Luka. We just saw that.
You set up there. So let me ask you this: if we was to get Giannis with that Dallas Mavericks team with Cooper Flagg, would you still say they're better than the Lakers?
I would say the Lakers are better, but I just want to see what they got surrounding. Because if you get Giannis, that means we're giving up more talent, other talent, which means we got to fill in the talent with less talent. So we're gonna have Giannis.
What talent do you want to keep so bad in this purple
None
and
of it.
gold, bro?
None of it. None of it. I'm just saying that the talent that you replace, the talent that you lose, is gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse. They're gonna be worse than like if we trade Rui and whoever we trade, the people that we get to replace them is gonna be worse than Rui.
I don't believe that. I don't understand where you're going with that. What proves that?
The past. Just the past players that we've given up. We haven't been able to replace them.
I know.
Like
No.
who on our team is better than Josh Hart? Who on our team
Bro,
is better
let
than
me ask you a
Ivica
question,
Zubac?
Brian. Let me ask you a question because we're talking about professional basketball players.
No, I'm asking. You said where did I get my evidence of that? And I'm saying the past. I'm
Where
saying the guys that we traded,
where
we have
in the
not
past?
been able to. We have not been able to replace that talent.
Who are you referring to in the
I just
world of
referred
the
to them. Josh
NBA
Hart,
does not the
Zubac,
world of,
Julius
they have never
Randle.
won anything. They have never won
They
anything.
still talented. They still talented.
Everybody in the NBA is talented.
They ain't
Everybody
talented
in the
like them
NBA.
dudes. They're
No,
not
those
talented
guys are
like
not
them
even all
dudes.
stars. They're not
They're
even
not.
all stars. Josh Hart is nothing. What's his name?
We don't have
Zubac.
a player like Josh
Those
Hart on
guys
our
are
roster.
nothing, bro.
We don't have
Those
We
guys
do
are
not
not
have a
all
player like
stars.
Josh Hart.
Those guys are not the number one option. Those guys are not champions. Those guys
They
are
are better
nothing.
than what we have, and the only champion we have on our roster is LeBron James.
I mean, that's a Raw Palinka thing because
That's what I'm
guys are
saying.
older.
And who just got promoted?
Look who we had on that championship. Rondo not in the league no more. Danny Green not in the league. Dwight guys are not even in the league no more from that championship. LeBron is the one that's still going strong. My point to you is this: you sit here and talk about the past. Well, maybe I need to get a new television because I watch the NBA too. And there's no way in the world you're going to sit up there and tell me that guys, professional basketball players, that have the opportunity to play with LeBron, Giannis, and Luka would not take that opportunity and not only run with it, step their own game up. What do you think happened with Shane Battier and Mike Miller and them guys in Miami? Everybody that LeBron plays with, then when you go Kevin Love and then you go Dellavedova in Cleveland, role
Number
players.
one, Shane Battier stayed in the playoffs.
No,
His
no,
whole
no, no, no,
career,
no,
he was
no,
a playoff
no,
player.
no.
Yes, he
Shane
was.
Battier never,
For
ever,
Houston,
ever
he was in
in
the
his
playoffs.
NBA career ever had a playoff performance like he had with the Miami Heat playing with LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. None of them dudes did. None of
Whatever.
them
You
dudes.
mean they never went as far? That don't mean they didn't play as good
They
games.
they play that playing with those guys will get you up. Playing
No,
with
it
those
doesn't.
guys, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I've played. Have you played organized basketball before?
No.
Okay. I wish you would have had the opportunity to play organized basketball before, because if you would, and if you played along with people that were better than you, that were on your team, I promise you, it would make you play better.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you were playing in a structure, maybe in a structured system, but that heliocentric LeBron and Luka style, I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's
Explain.
the same. I don't think it's the same as playing with a traditional two guard, a traditional point guard, a traditional small forward,
Well,
power forward, and
explain.
center. I don't think it's the same. I don't think people, I don't think enough people play that style for them to be successful in it. So no, I don't agree with you. I think playing with the straight up, everybody knows their position, um, and like point guard, shooting guard, shoot. You know, three small forwards do the small forward thing. That heliocentric throws everybody off their game because it takes the coach out of it. It takes that's what's so that was what was so good about the triangle offense.
So you have a problem with what exactly the ability of power forwards to play point and stuff like that? You think that's ruining the game?
I don't think it's ruining the game. I just think it's just like I don't like it as I don't like it for the I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it for the Lakers because it's just hard. To me, it looks like it's hard to do the offense right, playing that heliocentric style. Like to me, it just seemed like it was a lot easier with Kobe to put a team around him. When they finally did, it was a lot easier to put a successful team around him. Like
Wait a minute.
it just seemed
Wait
like
a
it was a
minute.
lot
Hold on.
easier.
It was a lot
Even
easier
with
to put a
Jordan, even
successful team around one of the most selfish players in history.
yeah, yeah, I think it was
How
a
was
lot
it easy?
easier.
How?
I just because they didn't have. I mean, look, Kobe didn't play with a Kyrie. Kobe
He
didn't
had
have anybody.
Shaq.
Kobe didn't play with a Kyrie.
He had Shaq.
Not
He
when he
ran
didn't have
Shaq out
Shaq.
of
When
LA.
he Yeah, and he had Shaq, and Shaq dominated the paint. And when the same thing he had with Gasol and Andrew Bynum, he had guys that dominate the paint. LeBron don't have guys that dominate the paint.
LeBron don't need guys to dominate the paint. LeBron plays all 5 positions. Kobe don't.
Well, that's why I said it's easier to do it around Kobe because Kobe needs somebody to dominate the
How
paint.
was it easier
He needs somebody to
when
dominate the
LeBron
paint,
the
so you go
pass
get
first
somebody to
guy?
dominate the paint.
Kobe is selfish. Who wanted to play with Kobe?
Kobe wasn't selfish.
Oh my God.
How many assists did Kobe average?
No. I'm not talking from a statistical standpoint. I'm talking from a personality standpoint, from a behavior standpoint, from a teammate's Kobe wasn't selfish, really.
No, not in a negative, not in a way that I mean he's supposed to be selfish in basketball. If you working on your game, he's supposed to
Yeah,
be.
I'm not vilifying the way Kobe moved because it worked.
Well, you just called him selfish. You got me
He
defending
was.
him.
That's
You
still a
called him
fact.
selfish.
He
You said
was.
it's easier. You said it's easier to build a team around a selfish player. When I'm telling
No,
you,
it's
yeah, it
easier
is
to build
easier.
a team around a selfless player. LeBron is pass first.
LeBron
It's
ain't pass
way
first,
it's
man. Get out of here.
LeBron ain't pass first?
No, he ain't pass
Oh
first.
my God, yo, you just a hater, bro.
He's not pass first. If you was pass first, he'd average more assists.
Bro, he's number 4 all time in assists as a small
He'd
forward
average
all
more.
time. He
average
got more
more.
assists than Magic.
He'd average more per game.
Why? He not no
You
point guard.
you said he's
So
pass first?
you want LeBron to dumb down his points for assists?
No, I'm just telling you he's not pass first.
LeBron has always been pass first ever since coming out of high school.
He's not pass first.
Bro, you was tripping.
That's not pass first.
You was tripping. LeBron has and will always he's been generationally identified as a pass first player.
I don't agree with it though. I don't agree with it.
We've compared him to Magic Johnson.
If
So
he
you
was
mean to
pass
tell me
first, they'd have different type of offense. They'd have a different type of offense.
more like Kobe and
if
Michael.
If he was pass first, they'd have more guys in the paint for him to pass to.
So LeBron plays more like Kobe and Michael than Magic. That's what you're telling me. When you done look at this 22 years of work, you done seen him.
Yeah, he does. He plays more like Michael and Kobe.
So all this LeBron deferring and shying away from the shot at you've never heard none of that. All that is just all smoke and mirrors.
No, I've heard it, but I heard
you ain't heard it about Kobe and Michael
because they didn't do that.
Okay, because they were assassins.
LeBron. It looks like LeBron does that for the first 3 quarters, and then he defers. But I don't want to diss LeBron. I'm just saying. I don't want to diss bro, man. But dang, come on, man. I don't want to
diss LeBron. I should start.
I don't, man. I don't. But I just feel like
that line. I promise you. Let me go to time. I said I'm gonna start the podcast off with that line. Let me timestamp it right now because this is crazy. Wow.
No, because you guys are LeBron fans, and I'm not a fan.
Which you should,
like that.
Which is so ridiculous to me because he breathed life back into the team that you love the most. He did that for y'all.
Okay, look.
And it's like,
how many players are on a roster? All he did was bring himself. We the one that traded everybody to get AD. Like AD, that was a sacrifice for the Laker fans. That was Laker fans sacrificed all the players and got AD.
Let me get this straight.
That's 2. It takes 2. He can't just come by himself and win a championship.
So let me get this straight with that ridiculous statement before we get to the last topic. So you're telling me Anthony Davis, Rondo, who was a Boston Celtic, who won the championship with the Celtics, Dwight Howard, who had already been with the Lakers before and it was sour. You mean to tell me these guys would have been willing to come to LA if LeBron wasn't there?
I'm going to tell you for real. I think LeBron knew AD wanted to come to LA before he even went to LA. Because
I could believe that.
He signed with AD signed with Clutch. So AD was probably already talking about going to LA before LeBron. So that's one guy. And then AD didn't show up to Cleveland. So why would you think that it would take?
Hold on. See, this is crazy.
And Dwight Howard been thirsty for work. So don't act like him coming back with some big. He been trying to get back in the Lakers.
But look how wild you is here on these airwaves. We know the Lakers were struggling and not making any noise before LeBron came. You want to sit here and tell me that when he came, or right before he came, him and Anthony Davis constructed some type of idea to get Anthony Davis to wind up playing with him. It happened.
I think AD, when he was being wooed by Clutch, told Clutch that he wanted out.
Okay, fine. That's cool. But what I'm saying is this.
What I'm saying is this, though. LeBron.
I got you. What I'm saying is this, though. Let's say that hypothetically did happen. The first year Anthony comes over, they win the championship. So he predicted relevancy for the Lakers and got it done in the first year. And you want to sit here and vilify and criticize and judge and have a problem.
Yeah, I do. Because it's been miserable ever since. It's been misery.
Thanks to who? Rob,
whoever you want to blame it. Hey, blame it on Rob. Blame it on Rob.
Blame it on her. Blame it on her. This lady right here.
Yeah, and she signed LeBron.
who
She
brought
signed
a champ,
LeBron. She signed Magic. She signed
who,
LeBron. She did
who gave
all the moves.
CPR to the Lakers.
No, he didn't give CPR. He did not
LeBron
give
did. Hold on.
CPR. We gave
LeBron didn't
CPR to
breathe life
LeBron.
back into the Lakers.
We gave LeBron CPR. We gave LeBron CPR. We gave him a top
Hold on.
5 player to play
Do
with.
you know how many finals LeBron went to before going to the Lakers?
We gave him CPR. He wasn't going nowhere in Cleveland.
He went
He
to
wasn't
the
going nowhere in
finals
Cleveland.
the last 2 years.
Yeah, but he got smacked. He got
By the
swept.
Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and it wasn't going to change. He was going to continue to get swept.
Wait
That's
a minute,
why he came to
he
LA
beat him
because no
after
one.
being
He
down
came to
3-1.
LA
You
because no
forgot
one would
that?
play with him in Cleveland. 7. No one would play with him in Cleveland. So
No
he came to
no
LA.
one comes to Cleveland.
That's right. So
Donovan
quit saying
Mitchell
he breathed
changed
life in our
the
franchise when
mold.
he couldn't breathe life into his own franchise. He couldn't
Bull,
breathe life into the Cleveland
he
Cavaliers.
took Cleveland to the finals in 2007. What you talking about, Willis?
After they got Kyrie.
Kyrie wasn't on no Cleveland Cavaliers in
When they got the
2007.
championship, he was.
No, LeBron took the Cavs to the finals in 2007 in his 4th year, playing against Tim Duncan and them.
Then he left. And then he left.
Why wouldn't he? He ain't had nobody to play with. Wasn't nobody coming.
But you talking about he breathed life into our franchise when he can't breathe life
did.
into his own.
How could he not breathe life into Cleveland? He took him to the
He could
finals.
bring money. He brought money and he brought economic success. But as far as championships, he had to go somewhere else.
He won a championship in Cleveland. What you talking about? He won a title in Cleveland.
After they got Kyrie, a number 1 pick, then then they get a number 1 pick. And he was able to trade
for 4
Wiggins.
years. Kyrie was in Cleveland for 4 years.
Yeah.
What did Kyrie do with Cleveland before LeBron came? What you talking about?
He attracted LeBron James back like a freaking magnet. As soon as LeBron had a chance, he hopped right back to Cleveland because they had Kyrie. Come on, dude. You know when he went back knowing they had Kyrie, you know they was gonna make some noise, especially when they got Kevin Love.
So let me ask you a question.
LeBron is there for the winning, but he ain't there for the losing.
Did LeBron leave because of Kyrie or
Kyrie
Dwayne
wasn't on
Wade?
the team. Kyrie wasn't on the team.
No, I'm asking you, did LeBron leave Miami because Kyrie was in Cleveland or was because Dwayne Wade was done and he knew it? Which
Probably
one you
both.
think it was?
Probably both.
No. I know both. Which one you think held the most weight? Now, mind you, before you answer this, LeBron is in Miami. They have went to 4 straight final rounds, and they've won back-to-back. He has 2 regular season MVP. He's the king right now, playing both ends of the basketball court. You make it seem like he went to Cleveland because Kyrie was some type of damn savior. Kyrie wouldn't even have been a thought.
He was.
If Dwayne Wade wasn't hurt, Kyrie wouldn't have been a thought. LeBron would have still been in Miami. Probably to this day, LeBron would have still been in Miami. He knew Dwayne Wade was done.
I don't think so.
He was right because Dwayne Wade was cooked.
I think he went back because they had Kyrie, and Kyrie was that much better than Dwayne Wade.
No,
and
I
Dwayne
believe
Wade was a lot worse because he was hurt. But they had Kyrie.
I believe having Kyrie was definitely an incentive.
If they did not have Kyrie, he might not have went back to Cleveland. But
that's a lie. That's a lie. This is his home. He's going to go back home.
Dwayne Wade leaving or being bad pushed him out of Miami, maybe. But if Kyrie wasn't in Cleveland, he probably would have ended up somewhere else.
That's not true. He's from Cleveland. That's his home.
Yeah, but
I do believe Kyrie was a pivotal part in his decision. But that's still his home. If Kyrie wasn't in Cleveland, I'm still not just going to exit the fact that LeBron wouldn't want to go back home. They didn't even have Kevin Love. And don't forget, he got Kevin Love.
With the number one pick in the draft. They had the number 1 pick.
Don't care about no Andrew Wiggins. Forget Andrew Wiggins.
Obviously, Minnesota look, LeBron and Clutch, they know what the trade. They know that the Lakers didn't have AD, but we had 4 lottery picks.
You so mad
they knew
LeBron knows the formula to a championship. You so mad. You so mad LeBron knows the formula to get into a championship. He doesn't.
Exactly. So quit acting like he don't. Quit acting like he don't. That's what I'm saying. He know the formula. The
Last
formula
topic.
is to leave the team when it's trash, and then when you leave the team and they don't know because everything was the LeBron same system, so the team is in the trash and they go to the lottery, then go back and play with the lottery players. If a team is losing for 7 years or 6 years and they got a lot of lottery picks, go to that team because then they can trade for another player. So you go in there to basically sabotage, eat all the eggs in the hen house, basically. You want to throw all the players out and put yourself in there in a position to win. They basically orphan them dudes. So LeBron can get a championship.
Last topic of discussion be, we got Jeannie Buss saying she's looking forward to speaking to Mavericks Anthony Davis sometime in the offseason. She says that I haven't seen him face to face, and I look forward to it in the offseason. But you have to remember he's now in the contract with another team. We've had too many instances of people accused of tampering, so I have to be really careful about stuff like that. Jeannie seems to be pressed to want to speak to Anthony Davis. What's your thoughts on this? Do you feel like maybe there's some type of possible apology that needs to be given? I mean, I don't really understand this so much.
AD don't deserve no apology. Same thing make you laugh, make you cry. It was funny when he got traded for all of our young players and they threw them to the curb who didn't do nothing wrong. So, hey, he just got turnabout his fair play. He got kicked out for the same reasons they kicked out the young boys. Because Luka's a bigger name. So I don't feel sorry for him at all.
I mean, I think the deal was the right move. I just think that the way it happened, it shocked everybody, including Anthony Davis. He probably feel kind of backstabbed. I don't know why Jeannie would put herself in a position to really want to speak to Anthony Davis. I don't think that there's nothing that she could say to fix anything. I think it would only possibly cause problems. She talked about the tampering situation, and then ultimately, if you disrespected Anthony Davis, I don't believe that there's a conversation about him possibly coming back to the Lakers eventually. I think that's just a done deal. So Jeannie reaching out or trying to talk to AD in the offseason, to me, just doesn't make sense.
Nobody cared about Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart getting stabbed in the back.
Those guys are nobody. Stop naming these guys who's a nobody. Anthony Davis is a champion,
got stabbed in the back.
An Olympian, a gold medal champion.
So what? Josh Hart was a one-time national champion
with Kentucky, and he wasn't even the number one option on his college team. Villanova, he wasn't even the number one option on his on that Cinderella team. Come on, man.
Hey, but he's the biggest scoring
Lonzo Ball, in the NBA. Jordan Clarkson, Luke Walton, all them guys are nothing.
Luke Walton?
Yes, the coach. He was their coach. He was their leader. He's nothing. Another guy who won a championship riding Kobe's coattail.
Yeah, LeBron fans ain't got no concept of teamwork.
Because we ain't never had no help.
Y'all niggas always got help. This nigga been in the league 22 years. What you talking about? He ain't got no help.
Leading 3 franchises to championships. So where's the help?
Running from 3 franchises.
Every team he took to the finals, he was the best player on the court. Every team. There's never been a team that LeBron
always like that. It's always like that when you get rid of the threats.
This man went to 11. This man has went to 11 NBA finals.
When you get rid of all them YNs,
all them losers,
and put them beta males on the team,
and bring in some real winners, some guys that's going to win. Yeah, losers. LeBron with the 11 times with 3 destinations and was the best player on the team.
How many times has he been in the finals with the Lakers?
1.
Yeah, so all that other stuff is
how many times have the Lakers been in the finals without LeBron, Kobe, or Magic? We are,
9. Let's see, it's
yeah,
about 9,
in the
10, maybe
70s
even 20.
when they were the Minneapolis Lakers.
The Minneapolis Lakers got 5
Yeah,
rings, and then Jerry West got what? He
that's
got
just
1 ring.
pathetic, bro.
He was in the finals like 9 times. Um,
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, so we used to this. That's what I'm so upset about, man. How come we ain't had a big man for like the last 5 years? We got all these big men in our history. Like Vlade Divac was a Laker center from the 90s, and he's better than
That
any center
never
that we've had.
won. That
Huh?
held Magic in them back. That never won. Went
He
to
didn't hold them back.
Sacramento. Held them back.
He didn't hold them back. He just had to deal with Shaq.
Vlade's not a winner.
Hey, he is a winner.
What'd he
He just
win?
never won a championship.
Then what'd he win? How is he a winner if he never won anything?
Hey, he won a lot of games, man. He won a lot of games.
Okay, cool.
And you act like this championship is such a big deal, but then you don't want to say that Jordan's the GOAT because it's a team accomplishment, and so his 6 don't matter that he got 6 and LeBron got 4. But you always talking about championships and what has they won when you compare somebody to LeBron.
Robert Horry has more championships than Michael, but I'm not going to say Robert Horry is better than Michael. It's not about the number.
Oh, now it ain't about the number. Now it ain't about the number. It ain't about the number now. See how y'all do?
It's never been about that with me.
No, it
I
is
do
about
not
that.
believe. I do
this
not
whole
believe that Michael Jordan could go to 3 franchises and lead them to championships. I don't believe it.
If he get to handpick his team, if he get to bring over like Charles Barkley, and he get to bring Karl Malone,
Hold
you
on.
don't think he
Wait
could
a
do
minute. Ain't no hand picking when you a free agent. This ain't no
it? It is a hand
manipulation.
picking when you're a free agent. You hand
This
pick
is
when you're a free
strategy.
agent.
This is
That's
strategy.
that's how LeBron did it. He hand picked as a free agent. Kobe, why didn't Jordan go play with Kobe and Shaq? He could have won a couple rings with Kobe and Shaq.
Because he owned the Wizards.
He could have went straight from. He could have went
Owned the
straight.
Wizards.
He went to the Wizards later. He could have went straight from as soon as Phil Jackson went to the Lakers. MJ could have came and played with Kobe, Shaq, and all them dudes. He could have came and played with them, but he didn't. He
That's something
didn't
you
do
should
that
ask Michael. Why didn't he?
because he
Why
didn't
didn't
want to. He had 6. He had 6.
That's cool.
He had 6.
When my man LeBron get his 6, you just we'll revisit this.
Man, come on, dude. And what team were the Bulls structured for Michael Jordan to be successful, or was he just the best 2 guard in the league? Were they structured specifically for Michael Jordan, like they structured teams for LeBron? Like they got to get shooters around him and
I
take the
can't
guy
believe
out
you.
of the paint. You can't have a guy in the paint, and you got to have this set up so that he could be successful. Did they have to do that for Jordan or Kobe?
No, they had Phil Jackson. Again, they had the Zen Master. There was that.
Right.
There
So he was
wasn't
able to devise
that
a system. He was able to
responsibility.
put a system
That
in place.
responsibility of being a general manager, having to be the quarterback and the engineer was never put on Michael's shoulders. That's another reason why LeBron James is the greatest of all time. The
No, because he
responsibility off of
never
the
accepted that.
basketball court that was put on this basketball player,
No,
and he
no,
found success in it. Michael
no.
has never, ever had to deal with those challenges because he has
Yes, he
always
did.
had the umbrella of Phil.
No, he had to pull back when Phil got there. They lowered his scoring down when he got there. He couldn't score as much.
That's
They
selfish
told him
ball.
he had, and he did. He said he had to trust his teammates more, and he did.
But again, he didn't initiate that. That wasn't something that Michael came to the locker to the team and said, "Y'all know what? I see that I'm doing too much. I need to fall back." No, someone else
Because when he first got there,
identified.
when he first got there, they didn't have anybody else on the team.
Michael's IQ ain't that. Michael didn't initiate no change. He made the change, but he didn't initiate that. Michael was doing him. LeBron, this is why I say LeBron is pass first.
He's
He's
not.
about the team.
He's not pass first. He's not about the team. If he was about the team, he wouldn't be trading everybody every year.
Has
You
LeBron
wouldn't be
played out his
trading all them
contract
players.
every
You
year?
wouldn't be getting
When has
rid of
LeBron
everybody.
never demanded a trade?
That don't mean that. When is
Your boy
Jordan
did.
never? What does that matter? What does
Your
that
boy
matter?
Kobe did. That's
And
quitting.
so
That's quitting.
that ain't quitting.
That is quitting.
That ain't quitting.
You don't play out your contract, you're quitting.
Did he play out his contract?
Who?
Kobe.
Because the trade didn't go through.
Yeah, because Jerry Buss sat him down and said, "You worth too much for me to trade. I ain't trading you."
But
And that was the end of
again,
that.
that goes to show that Kobe didn't have no lead. He ain't had no say so in that. But he asked for the trade.
Yeah,
LeBron
that's
has
because
never.
he was using his
LeBron
leverage
has
because they
never
weren't
been
putting the
on
team
record
around him.
asking for a trade. Never.
Nobody.
He's played out every contract he's been given. He played it out.
Dude,
You can't say the same for Kobe. You
Yeah,
can't
you
say the
can.
same for
You
Kobe.
can. You can
Kobe
say the same for
asked for
Kobe.
a trade. And not
You
only
can.
did Kobe ask for a trade, he quit in the middle of a playoff game. You
They
remember
were
that
the
game
7th
against
seed.
Phoenix where he
They were
refused
a
to shoot?
7th seed. They
Did he
were a
quit?
7th seed.
Did he quit in the middle of a game?
They were a
Did that
7th
not happen?
seed. They were a
Because
7th seed going
I've
against the
never
2
seen that
seed.
happen in any other game in my life. That was the only
Yeah, I
game
was
where I
pissed
saw a
off when he
star
did that.
refuse to
I was
shoot the
pissed
ball.
off. I was pissed off when he did that, but he
You
redeemed
should have been.
himself. He
You should have
redeemed
been.
himself. He redeemed himself with going back to back in 3 straight finals
Well, my
and going
man ain't
back to
never
back.
make that mistake to have to redeem himself.
Oh, okay. I'm not
He
gonna
ain't
go into. I'm not gonna go into his losses.
decision to the decision
No,
to the
I'm not gonna go
decision.
into any of his losses, man. I'm just not.
You can't.
He's won enough.
You can't.
He got 4
That's
rings.
right.
That's all I'm gonna leave it at.
All-time NBA
Y'all always
scorer.
got to bring in negatives on the other people.
He broke Kareem. He broke Kareem record. Damn.
He still don't have
Damn.
as many field goals as Kareem.
Don't need him.
He still don't have as many field goals.
Don't need him. He broke the record with less field goals. That's a bad man. And
Yeah, he got a 3-year head start
with more assists than Magic Johnson and more steals than Gary Payton. Who would have thought that?
Longevity, bro.
Vince Carter got longevity. Why he ain't got the numbers? Kobe played 20 years. Why he ain't got the numbers?
Kobe had
Don't
a
talk to
torn
me about no
ACL.
longevity. Y'all bogus as hell with this longevity.
That's longevity, bro.
That's work. That's work. Ain't no log. That's work. Y'all act like
Longevity, bro.
All right. So where Vince Carter numbers at?
It's longevity, man.
So why have other players?
Didn't you hear Gilbert Arenas call Vince Carter lazy? Didn't you hear him call Vince Carter lazy? I'm not. See, I don't want to say that about him, but you trying to bring people up like. But didn't Gilbert Arenas call Vince Carter lazy? Yes or no?
He did.
Okay. Then why are you bringing up Vince Carter?
Because
when
Vince Carter played 20-something years in the league, and you're saying that LeBron's success is based off of longevity. Here, I'm giving you another player who has a similar sample size and whose numbers is nowhere near in comparison.
Did I ever
so
say
it's not about longevity, it's about production. Laziness has nothing. Him being lazy goes towards what I'm saying. You put in the work. He had the years. Kobe played 20. Was Kobe lazy? No.
No.
Was Kobe close to breaking these records?
ACL. He tore his ACL.
Another excuse. Another excuse.
Oh, no excuse. I'm not making an excuse.
Another excuse. So LeBron ain't had no injuries.
Not like that.
Not like that, really.
Not an ACL. What, he pulled his groin?
Yeah. That put him out for 30 something games.
They don't put you out for a whole season.
That's true, but it put him out for the season in 2018 when he had the Lakers in 4th place. When LeBron came back, that was it. They had a slim chance to still making the playoffs, and it just didn't happen.
Where were they when he and Lonzo Ball were healthy? Where
4th
were
place.
they?
4th place.
2 games in the loss column behind who?
I can't remember.
The Golden State Warriors.
And
we were smacking them with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. We were smacking them on Christmas Day. That team was good.
Only because KD and Draymond had problems.
Man, I think LeBron might have even sabotaged that season. I think he might have sabotaged that season because LeBron's slick with it. LeBron always get his numbers at every game, so you really don't know You know, you really gotta watch LeBron like a hawk. Like you gotta watch every game because you just can't look at the stat sheet. You gotta look at the games that he play and look at the stuff he does on the court to really criticize him. Like you gotta look at like turnovers. You gotta look at talking to the refs and not getting back on defense.
Listen,
You got to
listen to
look
what
at
Brian's
bad
saying.
shot selection.
You have to nitpick LeBron to criticize. That's what he's
You
saying in
do
layman's
because
terms. You got to nitpick.
because he has the ball in his hand and he gets to the basket, so he always going to be able to get a certain amount of respectable points every game.
Is it not deserved? Is the respect not deserved and earned?
The respect is deserved when you look at the stat sheet, but when you watch the games, it's a different story.
Wow.
Because sometimes I was watching some of them games, because if the team ain't good, LeBron will just go out and get his points, and that's it. Like, when's the last time you seen LeBron dive on the floor for a loose ball when he did it against Anthony Edwards in the Minnesota series? Like, have you seen him do that? Like in the last
40 years old. When the last time you seen any 40-year-old dive on a basketball? Have you seen any 40-year-old dive for a basketball?
Maybe he shouldn't be playing.
You've never seen that in professional basketball.
This is high stakes. This is Lakers. And when he and he be saying
LeBron ain't putting in the effort. I got
you. When he came back from the Olympics this last time, and he said it was nice being in the Olympics playing in meaningful basketball. Remember he said that?
Yep.
So basically he was saying playing for the Lakers in the playoffs wasn't meaningful basketball.
Look what he experienced. The Russell Westbrook experiment. Then you go to the D'Lo experiment.
Wasn't he behind that? Wasn't he the architect?
Behind what? Russ?
Yeah, wasn't he the architect?
Some argue that. I ain't got a problem with it. In hindsight, it was a mistake. Because when it happened, when that trade happened, I was for it. Because Brooklyn had Durant, Kyrie, and Harden. And I felt like if the Lakers were going to be good enough to make it to the finals, they were going to be meeting Brooklyn. And they have to have a three-headed monster. They only had LeBron and Anthony Davis. That wasn't enough. Russell was a former MVP. And my thought process was, even though Russell's in Washington and he's not the same, he's going through his thing, he's still a former MVP that's available. If you're going to have to go against that three-headed monster in Brooklyn, you might as well go get this available former MVP to see if it'll work or help you neutralize, especially since he's played with KD and James before. Get it, but it just never worked.
Why didn't it work?
Darvin Ham, Frank Vogel, Russell West. Well, I'm not even going to blame Russell. Russell was humble. Russell was willing to, come off the bench. When he came off the bench after Darvin, he was his name was up there for Sixth Man of the Year at right before he got traded to Utah and got shipped to the Clippers. But the Frank Vogel element, he didn't get along with Frank Vogel. It just wasn't a good move. It just was a nightmare.
And
he said he was going to be starting. He said he was going to be starting when he first came. Like he demanded to be starting, and he wasn't a starter. And it was just a lot. It was just a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't work out. I understand. I don't know why it didn't work out. I mean, I put the onus on the leaders, Dwight. I put it on LeBron and AD because Russell Westbrook specifically called them out in an interview at his year-end interview. He specifically took shots at them, saying he wasn't able to play his game. So I'm going to go with Russ on that because he was the only he played more than both of them dudes. Like he played more games than both of them dudes. They was both out all the time.
That's true,
So
but my only thing is Russ is a triple double guy. You're not going to play your game playing with LeBron and AD. You have to keep that shit in OKC. Your game, if that's your game, you're not going to be able to play like that in Los Angeles by default.
exactly, that's why I say you got to change your game. You go play with MJ, you do you. You don't have to change your shit. You
He
go
was
play with
just
Kobe, you don't have to change your shit.
he was just horrible though. I'm not even gonna lie. Russell first
He
year with
wasn't
the
horrible.
Lakers,
He was not horrible. If you go look at both of their stats, LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, you'll see it very similar that
bro.
year.
LeBron won a championship. Don't ever compare. Don't. There's no
See, there you go,
comparing
bringing up
LeBron,
old
bro.
shit. Why you always bringing up old shit?
It was
Like
2 years. It was 2 years before they picked up
yeah, but
Russell.
we had Russell Westbrook. We had Russell Westbrook, and his shit was whack. Him and Russell Westbrook both turned the ball over a lot. It was both
High
turning the
usage
ball
rate.
over.
High usage rate. You have the ball in your hand the most, you're gonna turn it over the most. That's how the game go.
Yeah, well, like I
Word.
said, they both turned it over a lot,
We
according
are
to how much they
signing
had the ball.
off. Twitch stream is ended. Shout out to my dog Brian with another one. Great conversation, Lakers land. I'm Seven Mitchell. I'll be go ahead and chopping this up. Be putting out some clips later on tonight and tomorrow. I'll catch you guys tomorrow evening, same time for Lakers news. Brian, be safe, my G. I'll holler at you tomorrow.
Peace out.
Peace.